So excited to be here this morning with Romana. She is a fabulous, fabulous lady to hang out with. She is a well known, best selling author. She loves to travel. She loves to make people laugh. And she loves to be a part of selling on the spot marketplace. That is where I met her. I have taken her author classes and just a fabulous lady. And to let you know just a little bit about Romana, she is a long term traveler who travels 3 to 4 months per year in her old Volkswagen camper, supporting people to be brave and just travel. How exciting is that? Just get in your camper and drive where you want to go and explore the nature. We are going to bring on Romana now to ask her, where does she go? How does she plan it? What does she do when she travels? Hey, Romana, thank you so much for being here. Tell us about your traveling.
Thank you for having me. Hi, LaDonna. Yeah,
Hey.
my traveling. You really catch me on the run. I'm starting off to Spain tomorrow, and I'm just in packing mode now. So you are my last interview, my last meeting before I head off to Spain. And I'm joining the Enlightened Warrior camp there, which is quite exciting. And after that, because that's just for 5 days, I head off to France, Atlantic coast, and there I will finish, hopefully, my next novel. So I take that inspirational region, that inspirational people and seaside and everything to get it done. And the second novel starts in France, and so I finish it there.
Oh, wow. So, is this book that you're working on or books that you're working on, do they wrap around your traveling? Is it like a traveling experience that you are um, letting us know about in your novels, in your books?
The first novel was all about that. That was a kind of autobiographic novel with lots of fantasy in it, about my car, which started to talk, and about the traveling blues, which is a not very nice guy. And he meets up with many people who travel by themselves, all alone. So sometimes you really ask yourself the question, what the hell I'm doing that for? And then you had to get back to why, to the big why. So I'm doing that now since 2015, every year except this not so awesome 2020 year. And I now know my big why. But sometimes now I miss the blues. It was nice to be together.
So, when you travel, because I know you travel alone now, do you worry about your safety or you just go with it and just do what you can about it?
Um, I travel with a dog. Maybe you know her. It's a Chihuahua, so she's not big but very loud.
Yes, yes. No one's getting near mama without her knowing, right?
So now, most of the times, I'm absolutely not worried. There are situations, of course, and in our age, we get to know ourselves pretty well, so we know about the little drama inside. So I found out that it's always those situations where I'm tired, overtired, driving too long, because it's not very healthy to just sit in the car for 10 hours. So if
Right.
you avoid that and just do shorter daily trips, then
Yes.
it's much better.
At our age, well, I know at my age, for me, my body is, if I sit too long, the legs, the feet will let me know, and I have to go, run around somewhere, stop at this antique store, stop at this shopping mall or whatever. And Big Daddy always says, fine, it's time to stop anyway. And, now when we travel in the car, we do, Romana, we do make it a shorter day. We will travel where we can see everything. And then we stop and have dinner and get a hotel or a cabin or wherever. We don't have a camper. Do you usually stay in your camper when you travel?
Yes, absolutely, all the time. I found out that after 2, 3, 4 months, you get a bit wild if you just camp, right? So
Yes,
you don't care about makeup anymore, or so.
exactly.
I have a very good friend, and he's a carpenter. I always call him my wise carpenter, and he made me promise him that I spend one night in a very nice hotel per month, so I don't get that wild, but know how to, like, dress nicely for once a month and
Yes. And you
stop
know what?
typing.
It's nice to be pampered, every once in a while also if you go to a nice place to stay. I love that pampering. If we'll go and stay, overnight somewhere, 2 nights, I'll come back that second day and I'm like, oh, they cleaned up. I have I have new towels. The beds are made. Why can't we have that at home? Oh my gosh. Okay, so our next slide that I want to talk to you about, it says Romana has already published 10 books and is working on her 11th. And now we know that she is shortly going to finish that 11th book. She has discovered a system that allows young authors of every age to overcome the overwhelm of getting started with the first book. And Romana, I know that I don't have 10 or 11 books published. So you're way I'm in I have 3 chapters in 3 different books, just chapters, not the whole book. But you know what? It took me up until last year at this age to finally start writing. And that was something on my bucket list from very young age. It's that you want to do it, but should I do it? And can I do it? And do I have the time to do it? And now I just tell people, just start. 1 word, 2 words, just start. When you think of something, write it down. It'll all come together. So what do you think on that? How do you think even the younger generation, because you said young authors, they still have issues of getting started? And how do you try to help them overcome just to start?
Mm. Yeah, I have to admit that I meant when I say young authors of every age, I really mean the mindset. So I love to work with people of my age, really, really love it. Of people like you just described it, who thought of writing their whole life, and after decades now they are brave enough to do it. I think that it's important to overcome all those little voices inside your head, right? That what people told you from school on, like you're not good enough, you're not a good writer, your grammar is not good, whatever is not good. Because in writing, the important part is the fantasy, no matter if it's fiction or nonfiction. The rest you can learn. You can learn grammar. You can find a proofreader. It's all about that fantasy to what do I want to write? What's inside my heart? And that's what I mean with young authors of every age, that I want to work with people who stayed young. Of course, I have to admit, I have younger students as well. So they are around the 30s. And they don't act differently like my age. So I'm 50. They have the same problems with getting started. They think, for example, last time I had a wonderful children's book author in my class, and she draws all the pictures by herself. It's lovely. It's lovely and heartwarming, but she thought they are not good enough. So we talked about those pictures and why she thinks they are not good enough. because they are really cute and good. And I said, just put more time in it for the details. And trust yourself. It's your fantasy, your story. And the story was great. Absolutely loved it. And I really trust that she will find a publisher as well. Because that's another story. Some people think, I will never find a publisher, don't even try. And that's nonsense. Everybody can try, because what can happen? The worst case is that they don't take you on the contract. Yeah, so what? Then go into self-publishing.
Yeah.
And that's what I teach people, right? If try this, then try that the next. Try this next. And so go step by step. Don't worry too much in advance.
Yes.
Another wise guy I have, my car mechanic, he always says, don't worry. Don't worry about tomorrow. It's now. We're here now, working on the car now, or writing that novel now. So
That's
don't worry
right.
about tomorrow. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? That's a good thought, because you know what? You never know what you're going to think of tomorrow. You never know what's going to come up tomorrow that inspires you to do something different. And in I feel like as a writer in today's world, we can do anything because we have so many choices. Like you said, will an author pick it up? I'm still a slower learner than what some people are. We all learn differently. But when I was in school, my grammar was horrible. My writing was horrible. I did graduate. I did go to college. I did graduate. But you know what? Guess what? You can hire someone to work out all the word, grammar, punctuation, all of that. There's people out there to do anything. And now with the AI, who knows? Who knows what it's going to be able to do? But don't let it take your writing, your thoughts. You need your writing. You need your thoughts. Don't let anyone else do that for you.
Yeah.
And then, what I really loved about it, Romana, is that you offer free webinars and writing courses for those who really want to get started. Now, I know you're getting ready to travel, but do you know when you're going to do your next webinar?
Yes, yeah. I'm kind of off screen now, not exactly all time because I have to work on the road, but the next webinar will be beginning of June. And I can tell you the exact date here on my calendar. It's June 6th. So that will be the next webinar. And the next writing course then will start on Friday, the 23rd of June. And this will be the mindset course. So that's a 4 weeks course all about what we just talked. That little voices in your head, that good, not good enough, that how can I even do it? So what we talk about in those 4 weeks is that, for example, almost every famous author has that issue. Even Ernest Hemingway. I love to talk about Ernest Hemingway because he did so many autobiographic stuff, right? Where, for example, he describes his years in Paris and how he forced himself to sit in the cafe every day and was not allowed to go home before he hadn't done XYZ pages. So he said, I have to do this amount of pages every day. And there are other authors who have other tricks to keep them going. So the writing process really is a craft you can learn. It's all about the mindset which blocks us. So the first 4 weeks, and you can book those courses like separately. You can just book the mindset course, and the next is the structuring course, 4 weeks of how do I structure my book. So every person joining can talk about their book project, and we will discuss how to give it the best structure.
And your mindset course is what date? I'm sorry, June 20th?
23rd. It's a
23rd.
Friday.
Okay.
We start on Fridays. And I made it a perfect time for Europeans and Canadians and US, meaning it's, let me think, it's 10 a.m. Eastern, which will be then 5 p.m. our time. So everybody can join except the Australians. It's not good for them. So um, LaDonna, I
Yes,
can't.
they're going to
Yeah.
have to turn. They're going to have to get on a different time zone during those classes.
Yeah.
So now I know that you do the one class for free, and then um, do you have a price on your mindset class that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, the webinars are free forever, so that's always free, and you can join it as often as you want because, of course, the topics will be different as the people are different joining. So I always get in all the questions. The 4 weeks courses are $259 per
Oh,
course.
okay, very
Um,
reasonable. Very reasonable.
Absolutely. I want to keep it like that because I know how hard it is when you get started. When I started 10 years ago, I was freshly fired from my work. I've been working for a broadcasting company for 17 years. So I had no money. I wanted to start writing. I didn't know how, and that was very hard. And I know that people can be in that situation. So I want to have that reasonable price so everybody can join. And the package now is a wonderful student of mine brought me this idea of, hey, what about if I want to bring somebody? Right? He wants to bring his girlfriend. So I said, okay, if you book all 3 classes, so the mindset, the structure, and the publishing, which is important, right? Publishing and marketing. So if you book all 3 of them, the second person gets it for free.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bundle, isn't it?
Yes, I love that.
I love
So
it too.
are you thinking in this 12 weeks that someone can start their book and finish their book and publish it?
I think you have to be well prepared if you want to do a book in 3 months, right? Well
Yes.
prepared. I know that people do that sometimes if it's a topic where they are absolutely in. Um, I did a very small book once, just digital version, but that was kind of 50 pages, which is really small, just for my students who joined a weekend course, and we put together all that happiness mindset. We put our mindset on happiness mode. So I did that book in 2 months. That's possible. It really depends on how many pages you have and how good your knowledge is.
Right.
Because if you have to start with the research, then it's getting kind of tricky.
Yes.
But
Yes.
normally for my own books, I really give myself a year per book. I don't want to be in stress. I have some other work to do. I'm not just only writing books.
Right.
And so, yeah, for me,
That's
that's best
awesome.
for me.
I love that. So, to move forward here, you're also a certified laughter yoga trainer, and as one of your many credentials, and she brings joy and understanding to people of just how amazing that we all of us are. And are you going out and doing laughter yoga in your area, or do you do it on Zoom?
I started that laughter yoga training during the lockdowns. So that was when I founded this group. So I'm streaming that if it works on the Happiness Reloaded group, and we did some laughter yoga sessions there. I haven't established it as a real in-person event yet. I'd love to. Um, Especially as my grandma, she passed away 2020, yeah, 2020, and was in a home for the elderly.
Mm,
And I love to do those trainings there because whenever I visited her, I brought my little dog and we did some circus training. I do circus training with her, and all the old people, they simply loved it.
absolutely. They love just, I know when my girls were younger, they're in their middle 30s now, but when they did brownies, Girl Scouts, That's one of the patches is going and helping others. So we went to the nursing homes, we would sing, we brought them cards. They just love people to visit.
Yeah.
And they want to be happy and they don't want to be forgotten about. They want those visitors. And it's really, I can vision that it would be very hard to be in a home where you're away from everyone, and then of course you have to take time to go visit like you did when your grandmother was there. So Romana, tell me, how does selling on the spot marketplace, how long have you been a member?
Let me think. That's been a while.
Okay, okay. So you've been hanging on there for a little while, huh?
Oh, yeah. That was even before I started writing webinars. So I think it's been 2021.
Okay,
Still in one
okay.
of these 57 lockdowns we had over here. So, um,
COVID brought us a lot of anxiety.
oh,
It
yeah.
brought us a lot of sadness. But you know what? We've learned a lot from
Yeah.
COVID. I feel like we've all learned a lot. I had to completely change my business format. I had to completely, the only thing I did not give up during that time was my family. I know I'm in the US. Romana, where are you at again?
I'm in Austria, this
Austria. Okay.
tiny country in the middle of Europe.
Yes. So I know that for the US, we at one time we weren't supposed to be anywhere, go anywhere, do anything. But
Yeah.
we would, my husband and I would always go escape to see our girls, to see our grandbabies. Because without them, I think we would all went crazy because we missed each other so much. But we learned to keep our family even closer to us, I think, which I always keep my family close, but I think we even were closer at that time, when you
Yeah.
can't go to the movies, you're not really supposed to go to the grocery stores until you have to. Not going out to eat. I mean, it's a different way to live. And I think it brought my husband and I closer because then, he wasn't working there for a short time. I wasn't working for a short time. So it was just us, you know. But we learned a lot. We learned a lot on communication. Here you are in Austria. I am in the US, and we met each other doing just this. I met you on Selling on the Spot Marketplace
Yeah.
on a Zoom. And it's amazing. So how do you think that selling on the spot marketplace has changed you and your business?
First of all, as I'm a member, I can join the member events, and I really learned how to present myself properly because I'm an action type, so I always think it's right what I do. But I found out that most of the time I'm like so energetic that people don't get what I'm doing. So I really learned how to focus myself in those presenting situations, and I love that I'm now able to say what I do in 2 sentences. And
Exactly.
so, and I do so many things. So I also realized that it doesn't make any sense to talk about all the stuff at one moment. That's one thing, and the other is, um, honestly, most participants of my webinars came from the Selling on the Spot marketplace.
That's awesome.
There are some people over here in Europe who join it, people from Great Britain and friends from one of them lives on Tenerife and the other in the Netherlands. So they joined as well. But most participants came via the Selling on the Spots marketplace.
That's awesome.
And what I also really love on this concept is it's about real connections. So no matter if they show up at the webinar or I show up at some things they do, we keep in contact. We keep in contact via Facebook or WhatsApp groups or whatever. So um, it's a perfect network. especially this new tool for LinkedIn, for example, with that proven contact. I love stuff like that. I'm a tech person, so I really love how to get more possibilities to contact and network and then stay connected. That's another weak point of mine, right? To stay connected if we are not in person.
Yes.
And that's what I really got. Yeah, I think I've got it well done.
And you know what? That is the greatest thing about being a member on selling on the spot marketplace. Yes, we learn. We have classes that cost you nothing or little to join a class to learn how to talk and get across to people at a certain time and less words. And we learn how to interact with Facebook better. Jane War, which is the owner, founder, CEO of the company, of the business, she started this business a little over 7 years ago to get people, businesses to connect authentically and with knowledge. And she brings us that, like you said, with Global Nexus, the instrument that she brought with for us for LinkedIn. She charged us nothing for it. It was a free gift. And I mean, how many companies give you things for free? Not many, not many, and not something so spectacular as that. And now we're getting ready to roll in the new format and the new membership. So if you are on the, let's say, the $40 membership now, when the new membership comes out, guess what, Ramona? I don't know if you've heard this. You are going to get free events where you don't even have to pay to come to the marketplace events. And that is going to be amazing because, you know, some people can't afford to go to all of them because there's several of us licensees. So, you know, and if you have 2 a month, which we all do, it adds up. So now you're going, as a member, you're going to be able, once it rolls out, not yet, but once it rolls out, which we're hoping May 1st. May 1st is the date. And I'm so excited. I want to make sure that we're all on during this time on the rollout because it's going to be a huge party. So much excitement. And Jane has brought all of this to us. And we are, if you're a member now, perfect. If you're not a member, get signed up now because May 1st, when it rolls out, it'll be a little bit more pricing, just a little bit more pricing. So why do that? Start now, and then everyone's grandfathered in. And I love that, you know, that we get to keep the same pricing. And even for me as a licensee, I have to pay to go to other licensees' events. So, you know, you want to support everyone, but it's a little hard. So, and I love the training. You know, Facebook training was very, very inexpensive. And the training was phenomenal. If you were a member, it was very inexpensive. If you weren't a member, it was a little more. The Nexus was free. I mean, it's just things like that that Jane's always bringing in for us members and even sometimes non-members because she wants all of us to do well. She wants her business to grow and she wants our business to grow. Before we go to one other thing I want to talk about, Ramona, is there anything that you want to say at this time about selling on the spot?
I simply love it.
Okay.
That's it.
I think you can't say it any better than that, folks. I love it. Ramona loves it. You will love it. If you've never joined an event, let me tell you about my next event that is coming up on Tuesday, and that is going to be April 25th. April 25th at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. It is a 2-hour event. It's going to be fabulous. We already have people signed up. I am expecting a sellout. So reach out. I can give you the link to save your spot, or just go to Eventbrite and look up my name, LaDonna McAbee, and it will come up. I hope that everyone, I'm telling you right now, if you own a business of any kind, like Ramona, she's an author, perfect. She's a laughter yoga instructor, perfect. You should be there. Anything. I don't care if you prepare your own wreaths and sell them. You should be at my next Selling on the Spot marketplace. If you sell makeup, skincare, any MLM, if you have an affiliate program, I don't care what it is, you need to be with me on April the 25th and start connecting, start your networking authentically. Learn how to build the trust that everyone wants when they're trading with someone else. And what other platform can you sell on the spot? You can create your connections on the spot. Fill your calendar. Sell seats for your next event. Sell your books. Sell your whatever it is. Just get it done during that 2 hours. And we teach you so much during that time. So what other place can you go to where everyone's there for the very same reasons? To connect, get to know new people, reconnect, and sell something, book something. It's incredible. It's an incredible space. And once again, I just love, and we do have some people on our chat. We don't want to forget them. Hi, Romana and LaDonna. We have another Facebook user and another Facebook user. So we do have people on the chat. Please put in the chat, say hello, let us know that you're here, let everyone know you're here, and share this video. Romana, do you have anything else before we say goodbye?
Yeah, one more thing.
Yes.
As I know that my name is, it's a tough one for English speaking people. So
it is.
If you need information, if you want information about my courses, which start on June 23rd, just type in romana.rocks. Now that is my new website. It's in English and it's so easy to remember. No com, no whatever. It's just romana.rocks. And you find all the information there and a button where you can just call me if you need more information. So just connect on Facebook. Ask me whatever you want to know about writing and traveling.
Absolutely. And
that's
it.
Wait.
I will be at those classes. I'm working on a chapter right now about parenting. There are 2 books that I do want to write on my own. I want full books. I have not started them yet. Well, kind of I have, because these chapters that I've already written is going to be part of one of the books. So it's like I just keep adding to it as I do these chapters. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just what it is. And at least I got started.
Yay! Perfect. And don't forget, if you book all 3 of them, you can bring someone for free.
Absolutely.
Just let me know who it is. And
yes, absolutely. I'm going to reach out to a couple of my writing friends, because you know what? If we can go for free, don't tell Romana, but we could split the cost. And it would even be cheaper for each of us. I mean, if you think about it, think outside the box. Writers are great about that. Thinking outside the box and being creative, you know? So yes, let's get those chapters written. Let's get those books written, but just get started. I keep a notepad next to my recliner, because when I'm doing this, I don't really think, it just seems like I don't brainstorm. But when I'm sitting down watching TV, I'll think of one thing and I'll write it down in that notepad. Then, when I start writing, it all comes together. So that's me. Perfect. That may not be you, but that's me. Maybe I need to start traveling more. Maybe I could get things done better, faster. Thank you, Romana. Have a great rest of your
Thanks
day
for
and your
having
week.
me.
And I really appreciate you just being here, reaching out. And, even if we touch one person, you know what? What else can we ask for, right? So
So true.
thank you so much. Have a great